The Senior Executive Service leads the federal workforce. Key positions just below that of presidential appointees, these individuals are key in how government operates. But having the opportunity to become part of the SES can be a challenge. To learn more about how to get into the SES, we'll speak today with Cheryl Stevens, CEO of Thrive Coaching. With over 25 years in the public sector, including a former appointment in the Senior Executive Service, she is now a certified professional coach. Listen into this interview to figure out how to get in and get ahead in government, all the way to the SES. Hi, Cheryl. Thanks very much for joining us today.
Thank you, Javier. It's a pleasure to be here, and I really appreciate this opportunity and this platform to speak with you and to everyone out there.
Well, that's very good. Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So I'm from the great state of Massachusetts originally. Grew up in a very small town, and when I was a young adult, I moved to this area and started working for the federal government. And one of my favorite pastimes is drinking tea.
And while we're on that note about tea,
I'm going to make some tea.
We have 4 questions today specifically about that awesome topic. You ready for them?
Absolutely.
So first question, loose leaf or bag tea?
Oh my God, that's a no-brainer. Loose leaf. Bag tea is tea dust. It's the remnants of the tea that makes its way into a tea bag, and so it doesn't really have the taste, the quality. So hands down, loose leaf tea.
Very good. And to be honest, we also have a couple of those little cool containers where you put the loose leaf tea in and then you steep it for a little while. I have a TARDIS and I have a Death Star. All of the geeky things that go great with tea, I think.
Yes.
Question number 2, jam or cream?
So if you mean jam or clotted cream, I like them both.
There we go.
So I usually put the jam on my scone first, and then the clotted cream on top, and then just enjoy the delicious treat.
Wow. This is like tea, a cut above all of the rest. This is good.
Yes.
So this is something that I've always wondered about. Do you put the milk first or the tea first?
I usually put the tea first and get it to the consistency I want, and then add the milk so that you don't dilute it too much and it's at the right consistency.
Everything I know about tea has been wrong. So here's the 4th question. To dunk or not to dunk?
Javier, we only live once. Dunk.
Dunk, why not? I love it. So it's clear to see that you have a passion for the things that you care about most. And as much passion as you have for tea, I know that you have much more passion about coaching and helping people. You've been in the Senior Executive Service, which is an elite group of individuals within government. And that kind of brings us to the next phase of our discussion, which is navigating through the federal maze. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey and how you got to where you are now?
Sure, Javier. So as I mentioned, I started at the grassroots level. I started really in a clerical position. And when I got, and I started with the NIH, and when I got there, I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. I really didn't have any clarity of purpose. I just really was overwhelmed, and I quickly learned that I needed to figure it all out. So one of the first things I think that I discovered along the way is you really have to know thyself. That is just so key in figuring everything else out. So, and what I mean by knowing thyself, one of the key things I think that's important is identifying what your values are. And Um, because when you know what your values are, that sort of drives, your thoughts, your words, your actions, and it's really important to, connect with that and know that, in navigating your way through. So that was something that was really big for me. And then, identifying your passion. What really makes you excited? What inspires you? And so all of those things in the beginning were not very clear. But when I really stopped to think about it, it started to become more clear. One of the other things, Javier, was identifying people who could help mentor and coach me. And that really helped me to discover what were these values of mine, what was this passion of mine, so that I could really connect and discover what I wanted to do, and how best to get there. Another aspect is, really connecting and networking with people. And so, when you're trying to make your way, you want to have connections out there. You want to network, and you want people to know who you are and what you have to contribute. So that was another thing. Every opportunity I had, I was out there connecting and trying to network and do things where people knew who I was, who I am, and that certainly helped as well.
What is fantastic is that you were really willing to go along that journey.
There's so many different situations, Javier, when I look back, um, that I could have viewed in a very different way. Um, Opportunities that came to me that I really viewed as opportunities and not obstacles or problems. When you view things as opportunities, when you view things as a positive, then it really changes the whole dynamic of what that means. And for some people in the workforce, look at all of these opportunities coming your way, even if it means extra work or signing on to do something that's outside of your scope. There's no accidents, there's no mistakes. When these things happen, they happen for a reason, and they prepare you for something you may not even know about. Even the mistakes that you think are mistakes, or things that you think are painful, they prepare you for something. So how you look at it, how you view this, really impacts how you show up and your energy, and others recognize it, and they really want you on their team when they see that you're willing to help and roll up your sleeves um, and be part of the team.
So, if you were to put your mentorship hat on and you were speaking with an individual that is either new to government or earlier on in government to lower grade who wants to get up all the way to the senior executive service, what sorts of suggestions would you have for them?
So that's a great question. And actually, in my coaching practice, I coach executives, but I also coach aspiring leaders. And the interesting thing, Javier, is sometimes people think they want to get to the SES, but I would talk to them about what their passion is and what's really important to them in life, because you need to know what is important so that you make the right decisions. The senior executive service isn't necessarily for everyone.
Right.
So I would ask questions about what is their passion, what are their values, what really excites them. Um, we would look at what is their leadership voice, and does that really resonate with them when we talk about that? I have found that in talking to some people, when we get through that conversation, some of them are not sure they want to take that path. So
Right.
really want to make sure that it's what you want and that your eyes are wide open and you know what you're getting into. It's not what I learned is it's not necessarily all just about the climb, and that was accomplishment is a value of mine, and so moving forward and progressing was so important. But in the end, you have to look at what is really your true passion and what's important. So that's where I would start first with them.
Cheryl, you have a wealth of knowledge and experience, and there's just so much information that you have. If individuals are interested in learning a bit more, or perhaps even seeking out coaching opportunities, what are some of the best ways that they can get in touch with you?
Sure. So I do have a website, and people can connect with me on the website. It's www.thrivecoachingllc.com, and there's lots of information on there. I'm also on LinkedIn, and you can find me under Thrive Coaching on LinkedIn as well. So those are ways you can connect with me.
What I so love about what you do, Cheryl, is you help public servants help others. You started off your career working at the NIH, and then you went all the way up to the SES, and you were just really pushing out so much great quality value for everyone in the public. And then now, at this next career where you're fulfilling a lot more of your passions as well, you're just continuing to do that. So you are just a bright spot in this world of public service, and we're very grateful for everything that you do.
Javier, thank you so much for those kind words. And I really am very passionate about public service. And so, as I mentioned, after a long, enriching career, I couldn't walk away from it entirely. So, my coaching practice enables me to still passionately inspire transformation within the federal government. So it's a win-win, and I really do love what I do. It is not work. It is truly my passion.
Well, thank you very much again for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Javier. I've enjoyed spending this time with you, and I've enjoyed my cup of tea with you as well.
We hope you enjoyed this interview. For more information about Cheryl, please follow the links below. For more information about the Gov Geeks, again, please feel free to subscribe. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And stay tuned for more interviews as well as more information on how to get in and get ahead in government. Thank you so much for watching.